For an entire year, one play has permeated the landscape of college football.
2nd and 26.
2nd and 26. 2nd and 26.
Now Alabama looking uphill at 2nd and 26.
Here's Tua stepping back, loads up, looks long, throws, end zone. Touchdown, Alabama! Devontae Smith! Alabama is back!
Man, I just can't remember this kind of shock feeling.
As the champion of college football! How about that?
I can feel it coming in the air tonight.
Today, the Tide and Dogs are back again in Atlanta. Their shared past makes the present much more than a game to decide the SEC title. Now, it's here, the long-awaited rematch. It's Alabama versus Georgia for the championship of the SEC.
You can feel it in the air of Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. It's the SEC Championship on CBS, presented by Dr. Pepper. Our matchup, the #1 team in the country, the Crimson Tide of Alabama, the 4th-ranked Bulldogs of Georgia, in front of 73,000 fans in Atlanta. And we welcome you, everybody. I'm Brad Nessler. It's not often you get a matchup like this. We've got the defending SEC champions and national runner-up, Georgia Bulldogs. And we've got the defending national champion, Crimson Tide of Alabama. And it is round 2, that famous play from 11 months ago. And it's a memory that the Georgia fans would love to forget. It's something the Alabama fans will never forget. And as I bring in my partner, Gary Danielson, partner, they say you don't get second chances in life that often. And ever since January 8th, that one play has been stuffed down the Georgia team and their fans' throats since that night. You think they're the kind of team that can make up for it?
I do. All year I've been saying there's only 3 or 4 teams in all of college football that can match up with Alabama, and I believe Georgia can, because Kirby Smart has built this Georgia team to be Alabama and beat Alabama. He has enough talent. He's going to have to play a great game to do it, though.
We've seen these guys 4 times for Georgia, 5 times for Alabama already this year. Now I'm just going to say Tua Tagavailoa became a household name in that game, in that play that we talked about. It's kind of a hard name for some people in some households. But if I just said to you, give me one word if I said Tua.
I think that's easy. Envious. I played the position. What he's doing, only a few people in the world can do the way he throws it. But there's another reason. The talent around him. I'm envious of that talent. They are loaded on offense.
Okay, if I said give me one word for Jake Fromm.
I think mislabeled.
How so?
He's been called a game manager. He's way more than that. He might have been that a year ago, but now he's a weapon for this team on Georgia, and he will have to be here today.
We'd be hard-pressed to find 2 better sophomore quarterbacks on the same field than these 2 dudes.
They're both playing the same, and Ness, I really believe that neither team would trade their guy for the other guy. Both fit. Fromm runs that offense, the running game and the passing game, and Tua will throw that ball anywhere on the field with all the talent. A perfect fit for both quarterbacks.
2 great offenses, but you don't get to 12-0 and 11-1 without playing defense, and we got some pretty good defenders in this one.
We do. The great defense of the SEC is represented tonight, and these 2 guys all year, when you turn on the tape, this Alabama defense is led by Quinnen. If you don't stop him, you do not have an offense all night. And last year in the national championship, nobody played better than DeAndre Baker. He is a star, maybe the best corner in all of college football. He has to shut down one side of the field for Georgia in this football game. A lot of weapons, but he has to take care of his guy.
Back in the SEC meetings in the middle of July, you and I looked at each other and said, Alabama, Georgia would be a pretty good game in this one. We got them.
And they are. You got it.
Nick Saban aiming for another national championship, but right now thinking about an SEC title. And in rolls the #1 Tide.
Brad stays on hand, Mike.
Down to Jamie Erdahl with Coach Saban.
Coach, you know your team better than anyone else. What is in the DNA of this group that tells you that you're ready for this stage in this game?
Well, you know, you can do extraordinary things when everybody's committed to the same thing. You got the toughness, discipline, play physical for 60 minutes in the game. So, you know, it's all about wanting to be denied what you came here to get. They've earned the opportunity, and we're thankful for that, but we got to try to finish tonight.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Embark the Bulldogs. And across the field, back down to Jamie.
Coach, 11 months ago, you were standing on this sideline. What emotions are surging through you and your team right now?
Well, I'm not thinking about 11 months ago. I'm thinking about this team, what these seniors have meant for this program, and want them to play their best game.
You only had one half to defend Tua Tagavailoa in January. What have you prepared for after seeing him for an entire season?
Well, he's really talented. They've got a lot of weapons for him. We got to play a good game defensively. We got to change things up.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
Joseph Bulabus has got it teed up. Miko Hardman and Brian Harrigan are back deep for Georgia. 27th SEC championship game. Alabama's been here 12 times. That's more than anyone. Georgia won it a year ago over Auburn. Now they get a crack at the #1 team in the country. And they'll start from the 25-yard line. And that means Jake Fromm, the sophomore out of Houston County High School in Warner Robins, Georgia. And he has had a sensational season and 23-3 as a starter.
Being interested to see how Georgia starts in the national championship game. They opened up the game with 7 consecutive passes. How will they do it tonight?
DeAndre Swift to the backfield with Fromm. 3 receivers down to the bottom. Isaac Nauta joins him in a slot, so everybody set to the left. First snap of the game. And it's DeAndre Swift off the right side for 2, maybe 3 before he's swarmed under by the Alabama defense. The Dr. Pepper starting lineups joining Jake Fromm for Georgia. There's how they look. And I think that guy's going to be important today. Lamont Gilliard is the center for the Dogs, making his 41st start. And he's lined up against Quillen Williams, number 92, who Gary's already talked about being a game wrecker. There they are. 2nd down and 8. Swift again. Not much. And the ball almost came out at the end. It'll be 3rd down against the Alabama defense. That looks like this. A group that's getting better every week. And Dylan Moses is a finalist for the Butkus Award at his linebacker spot. Georgia's a 50% team on 3rd down. And their opening series has a 3rd and 6.
Remember, because of targeting a week ago, Jared Maiden, a normal starter in the secondary, is not in there. He's out for the first half. Keaton Anderson is in the game, number 31.
From the 29, that's Godwin in motion. Fromm's first pass is not going to be a pass. It's going to be a sack, and it's Quinton Williams.
And who did he match up against? Maybe the biggest question mark in the game. Trey Hill, a true freshman, is in at right guard, and Quinton Williams shows him why he is going to be tough to handle. Because of injuries at right guard, it was a worrisome spot, and it was exploited on the first pass of the game.
A loss of 11 on the sack, and so Jake Camarda, the freshman punter, is inside his own 5 to kick. Not the greatest punt. It's going to be fielded at the 35 by Jalen Waddle. Waddle got the edge. He's at midfield. Waddle all the way down to the 29-yard line.
Last year, it was Miko Hardman making the plays in the punt game. But Jalen Waddle has not had the opportunity until now. And you show he's got Hardman's speed. And what a play on not getting a clip that time by Josh Jacobs. Put his hands up in the air and just shielded the last guy, so there was no doubt the call could be made against him.
36-yard punt return for Waddle. And what a way to set up shop for Tua Tagavailoa and the offense of Alabama at the dog 29. Tua's first throw is on the mark. Going to be close to a first down to Devontae Smith. Tua Tagavailoa, probably the front runner for the Heisman Trophy, and why not? The numbers staggering. 12-0 record as a starter. He comes in with 36 touchdown passes, just 2 interceptions, and so far 1 for 1 today. Alabama already in the red zone. Damian Harris straight up the middle and taking Bulldogs with him inside the 10, still going down around the 6. I better set the Dr. Pepper starting lineups for Alabama in a hurry for you. And the guy that just carried a whole pack of dogs with him, Damian Harris, the leading rusher for Alabama, had it down to the 6-yard line.
Talent returning, but not right up the middle of that defense. Losing Roquan Smith, who was a demon in this game, was a question mark as well.
First and goal, Alabama. Damian Harris, the fake, the throw is broken up in the end zone. Nice play in the secondary by Eric Stokes.
It was not a good throw. He was not led, and Stokes made up the ground. If Tua would have made a good throw here, an A throw would have been a touchdown. Watch, just thrown behind enough for Stokes to get his hand out there and make the deflection. Stokes was the midseason change for Tyson Campbell, and he made the play right there.
Second and goal. Opening series for Alabama. If you're just joining us, Georgia was a 3-and-out, then a great punt return by Jalen Waddle. And it's second and goal, Alabama. Judy in motion, the spin move by Tagavailoa, now pressured, and down he goes. DeAndre Walker and Jawan Taylor with a sack.
Well, this is the play that almost cost Tua in the national championship, trying to make too much out of a play. On second down, if it's not there, throw it away. And by the way, keep an eye on Tua, because I think he tweaked that right knee on this sack. He came up limping on the play.
Remember, last week is the first time he didn't have a brace on that knee. Loss of 11, much like Fromm's was for Georgia.
Yes.
Third and goal, but way back at the 18-yard line now. Tagavailoa scans the field, fires to the end zone. It's intercepted. Richard LeCount for Georgia, going the other way. LeCount got a convoy. What a turnaround. Georgia with the interception.
And Tua is limping off. What a bait by LeCount. He baited Tua all the way and forced it. Watch him turn this way and then come back after the play. He turns and then comes back. What a play.
After the interception, illegal block in the back on the return team, number 44. That's a 10-yard penalty. First down, Georgia.
That takes away some of the return, but nonetheless, and now Tua's going in the 10.
This has been the question mark about Tua all year. Does he try to do too much? He waves the ball around. He takes negative plays. He makes a lot of big ones out of that, but you see him tap his shoulder. His fault, but he came up limping. Well, let's see if they turn loose Jake Fromm.
Georgia first down. Their third possession now at the 40-yard line. Fromm, quick throw, got his man, Holloman, back into Alabama territory at the 42.
Well, remember, the one-time commit to Alabama was Jake Fromm. He decommitted, went with Kirby to Georgia, and you can see he is the real deal. You watch him on tape over and over this year, and the way he flings that ball, he's an elite thrower.
He had a 19-yarder to Holloman earlier, 18 more yards that time, and the Dogs have it at the Tide 42. Empty backfield. Fromm to throw again down the middle. On a crossing route is Terry Godwin. And Godwin probably gave up a first down by giving a little ground there.
Well, he had a great matchup. Anthony Jennings, the outside linebackers, matched up on a wide receiver. You see how easily Godwin gets inside Jennings. Jennings is a good pass rusher, but in space against number 5, that's a gimme.
Terry probably had a first down with that little skip to try to get it outside. Cost him a yard, so it's 2nd down and 1.
Yeah, 2nd and 2, though. A lot of things you can do. Will they try to run it and think they haven't been able to block him?
DeAndre Swift, the cutback. Can he get to the edge? The stiff arm got him the first down. Stiff arm into the face of Dylan Moses, or he would not have picked up the first.
Yeah, and Moses can fly, so you know how fast DeAndre must be to get away from Moses. Well, that was McKinney at first that had a shot at him, number 15. And then Moses at the end.
So this is Georgia's deepest penetration, the 31-yard line. It's the Power 5 teams this year. After that groin injury healed up, he has really been coming on strong.
Here's the formation du jour, this unbalanced right again.
This time the play fake, and Fromm going deep to the end zone. In and out of the hands of Mecole Hardman. He had it, bobbled it, and couldn't hold it.
Wow. Well, Mecole Hardman, who had 2 touchdowns a year ago, the long bomb and the Wildcat, this was a perfect throw and could have been caught. Surtain had nothing to do but hope it was dropped.
And it was.
That unbalanced line that Jim Chaney has showed Alabama paid off.
Out of the tent for the 2nd or 3rd time already here in the first quarter. Meanwhile, the Georgia offense 2nd down and 10.
Showing blitz. Showing blitz right there.
They come up the middle. Fromm gets it away before they get to him, and he throws a strike to Ridley for a first down.
You know, Ness, I've done so many Alabama games, and if you shy away from their bump and run coverage to the outside and do not attack it, they just close up the field. You have to go wide, and you have to make the tough throw and catch. And they've got 2 of them so far in this game.
I don't think Fromm's had a bad throw yet. He's had a couple drops, but
he had that once. You know, he ended the game last year with a sack, and he started one with a sack here. The offensive line for Georgia seems to have settled down.
Georgia right at the 20-yard line. And now Fromm under center with Holyfield behind him. The give is to Elijah Holyfield and back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. LeBrian Ray, who's really been coming on for the Alabama defense, in on the tackle.
Well, everybody knows it's not easy sledding, running the ball between the tackles against this 34 defense for Alabama. That's why you have to continue to show them everything. Formations, play actions, jet sweeps, everything, or they'll bottle you up.
The throw, not a touchdown. Touchdown strike from Tanata.
Ness, you said it previously. I don't think Jake Fromm has had a bad pass. Watch this one. You can't throw a ball better than this. Boom, right in the face mask. Dylan Moses had no chance.
Rodrigo Blankenship in for the point after, of which he's hit 147 in a row in his career. And that one's up and good as well. Isaac Nauta, 3rd touchdown catch of the year. It caps a 60-yard drive in 7 plays, a little over 3 minutes. And Georgia strikes first. Dogs over the Tide, 7-0. A 3-minute, 8-second drive. The touchdown came at the 3-minute, 8-second mark of the first quarter. Blankenship to kick. And it will sail out of the back of the end zone. 7-play drive, G, and they never had a third down on that drive.
Yeah, well, he is on fire right now. Jake Fromm is showing how to pitch and catch this football.
Tua Tagavailoa completed his first pass for 9 yards. He's 0 for his last 4. He's going to keep it on the ground this time, and it's Josh Jacobs for about 3. Atrez Patrick made the tackle. So they've already got more yards on this drive than they did on their last one. They had 3 plays and no yardage before having to give it up. And there's the numbers, and you normally think that that left side wouldn't look that way. Second down and 7. Jacobs behind Tua. He fakes it to him, has plenty of time, steps into a deep middle throw and got it complete. And it's Henry Ruggs to midfield.
Yeah, the only problem with this play, Georgia makes the tackle, but DeAndre Baker is down. Plenty of time to throw. Ruggs goes to the middle of the field, reads zone, stops, and they get the completion. Watch DeAndre Baker make the tackle, but then he grabs the back of his hamstring.
And he's got Judy. It's running against him. Out in the flat, Irv Smith. And Campbell takes him out of bounds.
I still think we're not seeing the Tua we usually see with the sweet feet. It looks to me like he's still favoring that left ankle, and you see as he lets it go, he's still very, very ginger with that left ankle.
DeAndre Baker coming back in, so that's good news for Georgia's defense. 2nd and 6, just outside the Georgia 45. Najee Harris, his first run straight up the middle, powering his way down inside the 30-yard line.
Well, thinking back to the last year's national championship game, when the game was on the line, it was Najee Harris that was in the game. I asked Nick Saban about that yesterday, and he says, you know what? On this turf, I just believe the fast guys are faster. I think he was talking about that guy.
Play action, roll out, throw, dropped by Judy on a crossing route. He might have had a touchdown had he been able to hold it.
I'll tell you, I would never have guessed that Alabama would be making the simple plays look hard early in this game. They're making mental mistakes, 2 sacks by Tua, 2 dropped balls. They are right now seem to be the more nervous team in this football game.
Much like Irv Smith earlier, Gary, I think he took his eye off it just at the last second.
Hard to believe.
2nd and 10. Here's Josh Jacobs on a little draw play. Jacobs heading to the goal line in.
I think his knee was down.
At the 1.
Yep.
A 13-yard romp for number 8.
Well, again, I wondered on first down if we wouldn't see this. The way they're running the ball, the power, knee goes down just about, what, a half-yard short?
Yep. 1st and goal. Under center, Tagavailoa trying to sneak. Didn't get there.
Boy, that's a funny call with a guy with a bad knee on one side and a bad ankle on the other side. That might have been a good call yesterday, but now I don't think that's a good call. And Georgia was ready for it, weren't they?
Jawan Taylor kind of submarined in there, timed it beautifully, and it's 2nd and goal from the same spot. Maybe a little bit closer.
Yeah, then we're going to get to the 2nd quarter and decide who's going to get the ball on the next carry, and I bet it isn't Tua.
Well, the fans on the other end are going to dig it because we're going to go 99.5 yards to the other end. End of the first quarter. Georgia 7, Alabama nothing. We'll return to Atlanta after this message and a word from your local station. We start the 2nd quarter at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Alabama just rolled everybody the first 10 games of the season, and Nick Saban said to us, sometimes you get mentally tired, and I think that's happened to our team a little bit in the last couple of weeks. But right now they open the 2nd quarter, knocking on the Georgia door at about the 1-foot line. Jacobs, the tailback in the eye, gets the call and walks in. Touchdown, Alabama.
Well, they followed number 82, Irv Smith, and number 92, Quinnen Williams. Quinnen goes like, I'm going out for a pass.
Jalen Hurts with his reaction on the sideline. And Bulldogs, extra point upcoming to tie things up.
And Alabama fans know not to go get a drink now. They want to watch this to make sure.
Yep, they do. Because he's missed 5 extra points, but not this one. A 75-yard drive in 8 plays. Josh Jacobs, the guy that got him close. Josh Jacobs, the guy that got him in. 7-7 in Atlanta. Nick Saban having a chat with his quarterback on the sideline.
I can guarantee you he said, Tua, on first down, you don't have to make a big play every time. The sack on first down again was the troublesome.
This could be returnable for Nico Hartman from the 5. Broke out. Got to about the 26. Jake Fromm has been spectacular through the first 15 minutes of this game. He's all by himself in the backfield. A quick throw out in the flat, complete to Brooks. And the freshman running back goes for about 9. We welcome you back into the booth. Brad and Gary, Jamie on the sideline. Alabama's made some mistakes, but hey, they're tied up.
Yeah, I think if Georgia looks at this game and they say, listen, 1 touchdown per quarter, we'll take that.
Yeah,
they
right.
knew going in they'd have to get into 30s to win this game. And I think, okay, we're doing what we need to do. And so far, even. Game even.
Game was even at the end of regulation the last time they got together. 2nd down and 3. DeAndre Swift behind Fromm, and it's a sweep to Tyler Simmons, and he stopped short of the first down by Deontay Thompson. Good tackle by Thompson.
Well, Thompson and McKinney, those two 14 and 15, come up with an intention of making the play every time they throw their bodies at the tackle.
Remember when Deontay talked to us about starting in the national championship game last year? Was he nervous the night before? He said, yeah, I had to get up and throw up a few times.
Exactly. Hootie Jones was injured for that game, and he stepped up and played admirably.
3rd and 1. Georgia didn't have a 3rd down on their last drive. This time they have one, and it's short yardage.
Interesting. 3rd and no Holyfield on this play. 3rd and short.
Swift got it, and about 7 more.
Holyfield, the Thunder. Swift, the game breaker. I think it was the LSU game, as Justin Fields is coming on the field right now. And sooner or later, we're going to see Justin Fields show that he can throw the ball, too.
He's got a 1st down to work with this time.
#1 recruit in the country. 5-star quarterback. Playing behind Jake Fromm. Jake's a pretty good player to beat out.
Yep. He's got 2 tight ends in there with him, Nauta and Charlie Warner. And he is going to throw for the first time. Maybe. Nope. Now he'll run. And he's going to be dragged down from Quinnen Williams from behind. How good is that guy?
Yeah. You know, if you're Lamont Gilliard, 53, the center, trying to help out on the nose tackle. You know, last year he had Deron Payne, and he goes, all right, Deron Payne's gone to the NFL. Who they got this year? Oh,
no. Where do they get these guys?
Yeah. Thought I'd have a breather. Nope. You got another one.
3 receivers to Fromm's left. Georgia's almost doubled Alabama in total yardage so far. 2nd down and 6. Had to throw it in a hurry. Got it out to Nauta, but he's all wrapped up. Got back to the line of scrimmage. That's about it. Xavier McKinney is the guy that brought him down. Christian Miller was the guy that got in Jake Fromm's face and had to get rid of the ball in a hurry.
Yeah, it's called throwing hot. The outside linebacker was not blocked, and the quarterback and the receiver both have to adjust to the rushing outside linebacker. Well defended by Alabama that time.
They picked up a couple of 3rd downs on this drive, but this is their longest one. 3rd and 7.
Remember the last drive, Quinnen Williams was not in on the touchdown drive. He's in there right now on 3rd down.
And Holyfield's in the backfield for Georgia. Fromm throws, caught Godwin, and he crawls his way to the 29-yard line.
Again, the offensive line for Georgia's doing their job, allowing the quarterback to step up and make the throw on third down. It was worrisome. They kept Holyfield in the backfield, but really he was able to release because there's nobody to help on. Gilliard up front does a nice job and a nice place to throw and step into the throw for Jake Fromm.
Godwin with the dog crawl to the 29 where it's first down at the 9.5-minute mark of the quarter. Blitz is coming. Fromm throws complete again. This one complete to Tyler Simmons. And he's got about 8 more.
You know, there's good things about being the quarterback, and when you got number 92 coming at you, you have to be able to throw the ball flat-footed. You know, it's nice, all those drills, step into it, front knee, but sometimes you just got to get rid of it, and Fromm did on that one.
And he took a lick.
He did.
From that guy.
Watch him throw this ball flat-footed. As you see, his record against the blitz, very impressive.
2nd and 2. That's Mecole Hardman in motion. Elijah Holyfield's got the first down and dives his way to the 16. Williams again helped on the stop. Impressive looking drive by Georgia right here.
You know what's also impressive is the play selection. 29 plays. They've run the ball 14 times and thrown the ball 15 times. Jim Chaney is keeping the Alabama defense off balance.
And you saw 5 rushes, 6 passes to carry them to this 1st and 10 at the 16. All 4 receivers to the top of your screen. But they keep it on the ground. And Holyfield just powers his way for 6 or 7 more. Looked like he was going to be stopped near the line of scrimmage, and he just kept carrying Tide defenders with him.
Okay, so you can see the game plan unfolding. Jake Fromm is responsible for hitting the edges of the Alabama offense. They're running the ball between the tackles. They're respecting the speed of the linebackers for Alabama, and they're running right at them. So Jake's in charge of the outside, and the line and the running backs are running inside.
They've had it for over 7 minutes. 2nd down and 3 at the 9. Swift trying to pick his way inside to the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia. Swift, a 9-yard touchdown run.
And he put his patented foot out in the open. It's his dead leg. Watch his step and run right through Savion Smith, number 4. That 1 foot, he plants that right foot and then cuts off it. He's been doing it for 2 years.
Our Chick-fil-A pylon cam, and DeAndre comes right at you. Blankenship for the point after. Up and good.
But yes, they did it both. They held the ball and they scored 13 plays.
And the capper, DeAndre Swift, as Gary said, his high school coach calls that the dead leg. Nothing dead about that touchdown run. Georgia back in front by 7. There's not many that are not touchbacks from this guy, and this will be another. The 2nd today, and the 76th time he's hit a touchback kick this year. Jalen Hurts in at quarterback.
Both of them
are in there. Tua's and a wide receiver at the top of your screen. The throws out in the flat to Damian Harris. He's going to be dropped for a loss of 1. Tay Crowder, one of the inside linebackers, makes the stop.
Always felt good about that as a quarterback. You lead them out for a touchdown, and the last time you're out there, and they put another quarterback in the game.
You like that part?
Well, it worked for Georgia, but now Hurts is out at wide receiver.
And he's in the slot. Tagavailoa back in the backfield. On 2nd and 11. Plenty of time to throw. Skips off the hands of his intended receiver, Henry Ruggs, and then behind that, Devontae Smith couldn't handle it.
Well, it would have been for basically no gain, but that's the 3rd drop of the game. And that Georgia defense, who does not give up the big plays, only 19 pass plays of more than 19 yards this year. They're continuing to keep that ball in front of him.
And third down and long again.
Last in the SEC in sacks, but they put some pressure on Tua so far.
All his receivers to his right. He looks that way. Got some pressure, had to throw, and it is intercepted again. No, dropped by Baker.
And he's fortunate, and that is the knock that I've had on Tua all year, right, Ness? He tries to make something out of nothing.
Tries too hard.
Yes. He is unconscious. He has no conscience trying to make a big play, and he's lucky he didn't get a pick six here.
And I think if Baker hadn't been worried about the sideline, I think he'd have caught it.
Right. And if it was a yard further inside, he just catches it and walks down the sideline for a touchdown.
That's right.
But he continues to try to make too much out of plays that aren't there.
Alabama hasn't converted a third down. And now Miko Hardman backpedals on the punt at the 33 and comes straight ahead. And Hardman all the way out near midfield. Georgia's going to have great field position. They forced a 3 and out. Hardman still not down. And with 6:27 to go in the half, the Georgia fans are having a great time right now. We'll see how their offense does when we come back.
And if you're Alabama, you got to be ready for something different. Fields in the game? Yes, he is.
As is Brian Harrigan with him in the backfield. That's Miko Hardman. He dropped it.
It's incomplete pass, though.
So no harm on that one. Those little flips are passes.
Yes. I didn't know that back in my day, or I'd have flipped it every time. Every time I handed it off, I'd have flipped it.
And Hardman was thinking about where he was going, but forgot to take the mail with him. So it's 2nd down and 10, and that brings Jake Fromm back in. And DeAndre Swift with him. Warner, the tight end, comes in tight on the left side. And 3 wide receivers, but it's Swift all the way. DeAndre Swift blasts his way to the 31.
Well, that time Isaiah Wilson, number 79, got the edge blocked right there. And it actually gets up another block. He handles 2 of them.
20-yard pickup for DeAndre Swift. There he did the little hesitation again. And he gets it down. They're still pushing. He might get a first down out of this.
And he did.
Georgia offensive line. That dog pound is saying, you come and stop us if you can.
The biggest question of this game was, would Alabama be too physical for Georgia? Let me answer that question. No.
No. Georgia back in the red zone. Once Swift got going, his group said, okay, we're coming with you. And now Holyfield back in with Fromm at the 18-yard line. First down. And Elijah only got about a yard. Dylan Moses, one of the first guys there. Deontay Thompson from the secondary as well. DeAndre Swift has gone over the 1,000-yard mark now, including 10 touchdowns. Georgia averages 6.3 yards a carry on the season if you combine their backs, and that is number 1 in the SEC and number 5 in the country.
Yeah, and since the LSU game, they've been on fire with their rushing game.
At the 5-minute mark, they've got a touchdown lead over the number 1 team in the country. The give on a little delay to Holyfield. He delays and then dives forward. Got it to the 11.
This time it's Solomon Kinley, number 66, that leads the play. They're taking turns. Left guard gets the key block, stays on his block, and that's Quinnen Williams he's handling on the play. This Georgia offensive line has been, besides Jake Fromm, have been the star of the game, or the story of the game, whichever way you want to put it.
Third down, a short 3. Everybody in tight.
Oh, he's wide open.
Fromm to Swift. Swift to the end zone. Touchdown.
Watch the confusion right here. One guy goes in motion. Alabama's pushing. Two of them move. Nobody covers number 7. Run through a tackle. That is good coaching. That is game planning. Georgia on fire on offense.
Alabama hasn't been behind this big all year. They're about to be 2 touchdowns back with 4 to play in the second quarter. Blankenship's extra point is good. DeAndre Swift had 3 first downs on that drive. And the third one was the capper. Fromm to Swift, 11 yards to cap a 51-yard march. And the Dogs leading number 1 Alabama by 14. And no return coming.
Here's the deal, though. Georgia has had no trouble getting the lead. It's been holding the lead.
Exactly. Remember, I told you that trailing thing only lasted 70 seconds at Ole Miss. It's lasted 6 minutes and 38 seconds, courtesy of Georgia. But here comes Josh Jacobs. There goes Josh Jacobs. Jacobs inside the 30, still on his feet. Wow, what a run.
Well, the old reliable running game, and that time the Alabama offensive line showed what they can do. Leatherwood did the job pulling around. That is the type of football that Alabama plays when they're on their running game.
And that's Damian Harris. And Harris blasts his way off the right side. That was a 59-yard career long run, by the way, for Josh Jacobs. That got them where they are right now.
Going back to that 2012 SEC championship game, remember Georgia blocked the field goal to take a 21-10 lead. You know what Alabama did after that? They ran the ball 11 straight times for 136 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's how they started out this drive.
59-yard rush and then a 4-yard carry. And that's second down and 6 from the 12. Damian Harris again, and Harris has got the first down. He might have more to the 1. The senior drags Bulldogs down to the 1-yard line.
And you know that Alabama offensive line has been watching these big TV screens above and say, Coach, give us a chance to block like that. We want to do the same.
Jacobs is the guy that got him down there. And he lost the ball going in. Wait a minute. It's a touchback. He lost the football. He's saying, look to the replay. Georgia's celebrating, thinking they have the ball back.
Was he down before the ball was knocked out of his hand? That'll be the question. Watch him reach out. Second effort, ball's down. Now see if he can grab the ball.
The ruling on the field is the ball was fumbled forward, recovered by Georgia for a touchback.
The problem is it looked like Josh Jacobs got the ball back. The play we had before, the angle we had before, Jacob gets the ball and controls it across the line.
There's the dive to try to get the ball back, and it looks like he had it.
Yes, he does. That's going to be a touchdown.
We've seen a little bit of everything so far. That guy's saying touchdown. Gary and I are saying touchdown.
After review, the ball was fumbled by Alabama and recovered by Alabama for a touchdown for Alabama.
It'll go as a 1-yard touchdown.
And that's why we have instant replay right there. And when you and I first started doing this, we would have just had to live with it being a touchback and not a touchdown. But they got it right, and that's the goal.
Right now, Josh Jacobs is the luckiest guy in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. He had the beautiful run, a career long, to get him down inside the 20. Then it was Damian Harris doing the work to get it to the 1. And the extra point is up and good. So it ends up being a 75-yard touchdown drive in 4 plays. It's halftime. Georgia fans are thinking, can we get them back? Last year we took them to overtime and we let them off the hook because of that guy. And now with a touchdown lead at the break, the number 4 team in the land leading the top-ranked Crimson Tide by a touchdown. To Jamie with Coach Saban.
Coach, you've been plagued by slow starts recently, and then to see some mental errors in the first half, how do you make those adjustments now?
Well, we did make some mental errors. We got to play better on defense. They're running the ball on us. We're not staying in our gaps. We're not executing the calls that we're making. So we got to do better. But we've also squandered opportunities by throwing an interception down in the red area, not moving the ball consistently enough on offense when we have it. So dropping a couple balls. So all in all, not a real good half.
All right, Coach, thanks.
Thank you.
Nick could be an analyst. That pretty much
summarized it. Yes.
That pretty much wraps up the half. End of the first half. 21-14, Georgia in front. We'll be back with a Dr. Pepper tuition giveaway after this message from your local station. And as we head into the third quarter at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, 21-14, Alabama with the lead over the top-ranked Tide. Brad Nessler and Gary Danielson. All year we've been saying, who's going to give Alabama a run for their money? Georgia's doing it right now.
Yeah, and they're doing it in every phase, but mostly with their quarterback.
Right.
I mean, he's played a great game. Tua's only thrown for 35 yards, but you know at halftime last time, he had 0 yards.
Yeah, exactly.
So Georgia has to continue to be aggressive. Last year, they took their foot off the gas a little bit, started to run the ball too much. It's Jake Fromm's game.
Georgia 3-1 when they're up at half in these games. Alabama not so good. But these are two different teams. And the second half is underway. Here we go. Blankenship again with another touchback kick, and they keep it on the ground here, and maybe a yard gain for Damian Harris as we check in with Jamie.
Oh, Brad, it's nice when coaches tell us something pregame and then they follow through with it. Like Kirby Smart, he said, we're going to change it up against Alabama, and he told me at the half that's exactly what's been working for them. In terms of Fromm's play, he said he's the quarterback I thought he would be today. He also turned around to Julian Rochester and said, hey, you got one chance to get angry, and this is it in the second half.
With a touchdown lead and a second down and 10 for Alabama on their opening possession of the third. Tagavailoa looking left the whole time, fires it, batted down. Somebody got a hand on it en route. Might have been DeAndre Walker, who's having a whale of a game.
Yes, it was.
First half game trends, Tua, those are unlike Tua numbers, that's for sure. But the drop passes didn't help. Jake Fromm, as Gary said, almost perfect. And Alabama, they have trailed now for almost 11 minutes.
And Alabama is 0 for 3 in this game. And last game in the national championship, they were 3 for 14. So they are now 3 for their last 17 on third down.
And they're going to have to earn this one. It's 3rd and 10. Tagavailoa wanted to go down the middle, and now he has to just throw it away. And this might be a grounding, too. He got hit.
I think he was in the grasp, and he's going to get it. Did not get past the line of scrimmage. It'll be intentional grounding or a sack.
And
one
he's
of the
limping
two.
again.
Intentional grounding on the offense, number 13. That's a spot foul, loss of down, 4th down.
Again, think about what Georgia is doing. They are tied for last in the SEC in sacks coming into this game with 20. Alabama has 40, okay? And they are controlling this game. The offense and defensive lines, when I told you before the game, that's all week,
yep.
I questioned whether they could stand up. They have stood up big.
And that was Channing Tindall, true freshman who applied the pressure, forced the intentional grounding, and thus the punt. Fair catch right around midfield. That's the safe thing, as Gary said, no flags. And Georgia at the 49-yard line with the ball, with the lead in Atlanta.
Here's that formation. Nope, they're going to shift it back the other way.
Let's take Charlie Werner back over on the right side where Elijah Holyfield is lined up with Jake Fromm and gets the call. And Holyfield, wow, he's strong. And about 7 more.
Continue the story right here. Trey Hill, number 55, a true freshman, is playing at right guard. This Georgia offensive line has already lost Kendall Baker for the season. Ben Cleveland.
There's Ben on the sideline.
Number 74 right there. And Cade Mays, the true freshman. So they're really down to their number 4 guard, a true freshman at right guard, and they have been effective.
Holyfield got 7, 2nd down and 3. at the Alabama 44. Elijah again cuts this one outside, got the first down, got the edge, has the speed to take it all the way to the 21-yard line.
Boy, I tell you, Andrew Thomas, number 71, he's playing that left tackle spot that Isaiah Wynn played a year ago, and he gets the corner hooked. That's a great job. He took Isaiah Buggs, no edge defender right there, and Georgia gets outside.
21-yard pickup to the 23-yard line. Miko Hardman in the backfield and now flushes out of there. Empty set for Jake Fromm from the 23. Looks right, goes right to the end zone. Did he catch it? He did. Touchdown. Riley Ridley.
From our press box, this ball went directly away from us. It was again another perfect pass. Savion Smith says if you could throw a ball that well, you get a touchdown. And he threw the ball that well. Look at that. There's about a foot window to throw the ball, and Jake Fromm did it. Can't play any coverage better than that. What a throw. Jake Fromm is putting on a show here tonight.
Blankenship to try to make it a 14-point game. Extra point is up and good. 12:39 remaining in the third quarter. As Gary said, you throw it perfect. And Riley Ridley says, Jake, you put it in there and I will catch it.
Yes, they held the safety with a receiver going right down the middle. He knew before the snap where he was going to throw that ball. Ridley, who had 6 catches a year ago, catches a big one right there.
His 9th of the year. It's 28-14. And the return team doesn't have to worry about any kick. Tua, the throw complete out to Ruggs. And Ruggs dives close to a first down, brought down by DeAndre Baker.
Well, if you've got a shooter, if he's Steph Curry and he's missed a bunch of shots, he's just saying, Coach, I'm due. I'm going to keep shooting, okay? Remember Rick Barry one time said that, I missed 20 shots, I'm due. And that's how you got to look at it if you're Tua. Keep calling it.
Damian Harris, first down run. Out to the 45. J.R. Reed, who had that interception, knocked him down. Damian back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons up until this year, but he's still the leading rusher on this Alabama team.
And Alabama's decided to go tempo.
We've only got 18 minutes and 47 seconds left. Tagavailoa throws into some traffic, but it's complete to near midfield. Devontae Smith. It'll be second down and 5 from the 49. Irv Smith's been quiet since that one pass aimed at him that he dropped. He's in a slot on the left. Tagavailoa throws complete. Waddle in full stride. Jalen Waddle gone. Touchdown Alabama. Keep shooting. I'm due. 51 yards.
Last week against Auburn at the end of the game, Waddle took one just like that and got the corner. Again, he shows his speed, might be the fastest guy on the team, the true freshman. Jalen Waddle took it and got to the corner. No contest.
With 3 minutes remaining in the third, Bulldogs in for the point after. An all-important one is up and good.
Watch this acceleration after the catch.
And right there it is. I'll see you. 72 yards in 4 plays. That's more like the Alabama we've seen all year. And they've drawn to within 7. And Georgia will work from the 25-yard line. First down at the 39. Final 2 minutes of the third quarter. Delayed handoff. Holyfield ran into Matt Wilson, and he brought him down right there. Check into Jamie.
Well, Brad, it's been a cool weekend for the Ridley brothers, both playing in Atlanta, but really it's been the whole season. Calvin told me that every Sunday night, Riley makes the 1-hour drive to Sewanee, and they don't watch Sunday Night Football together. They bring each other's game tape, and they break down each other's routes, and it's mostly Calvin telling Riley to have tough hands, but sometimes Riley gives Calvin advice, too.
That's great. Calvin having a...
It's working for both.
Yeah, it is. Calvin having a rookie of the year type season for Atlanta despite their record. 2nd and 10. Charlie Werner in motion to the slot. Fromm sets. Scrambles. He's going to run with it. This time he slides short of the first down by about 1.5 yards.
Makes it 3rd and short. About what, 2 yards short? Good coverage. Now remember, we see the line, but Jake Fromm can't see any line.
Yeah, they're going to spot it right at 3rd and 2.
Boy, what do you do here? You think you can run? Swift has been money running the football. Can your line handle this defensive line for Alabama, or do you have to hand the ball to Jake Fromm?
Coming into this game, Georgia had trouble on 3rd and short. They haven't today. Blitz is coming. Fromm throws into it, and it's batted down. Shaheem Carter, I think the guy that brought the blitz, is the guy that got a hand on it.
Well, that's back-to-back 3rd down stops for this Alabama defense. And as Ness told you, it was a blitz coming off the edge. Nobody handles Carter at all. That's a good design by that Alabama defense.
Georgia 0 for 3 on their 3rd downs now in this quarter. And it's 4th. Camarda, who hit a super punt last time, and Henry Ruggs is way down there on the other end. Trying to keep this one on the field of play. Can he? Nope, too far. So 11 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. From the 20. Play action. Tagavailoa steps into it, throws a dart, complete, and it's Ruggs again.
Boy, you can see what this Alabama offense can look like. Georgia looking up at the clock, can't look at the clock, and they went at their best, best against best. DeAndre Baker was there, but the throw was too good.
What a 4th quarter we're going to have. 28-21 will return to Atlanta after this message and a word from your local station. 28-21, Georgia with a lead. Alabama with the ball. Josh Jacobs in motion. Tagavailoa fires in and out of the hands of Ruggs. Had to go airborne to try to pull that down, and Tua's down again.
Whoa. This time it looks like he's holding that right knee, doesn't he?
I can't tell.
Well, either can I, but I was guessing. I to tell you the truth.
Jalen Hurts is starting to warm up. I didn't see the end of the play here until now.
Oh, it looks like it's right. Looked like his right ankle.
Oh, he got hit by his own guy.
Yes, by Williams. Got stepped on by Jonah Williams as he threw the ball. That's when you're most vulnerable. It's almost like the punter on his plant leg when you punt. When you're throwing the ball, all your weight is on that front foot, and you get it stepped on, and that is painful.
And that doesn't look good at all. He spent a lot of time in the tent in the first half, and he's going back to the tent, I can guarantee you. And that means Jalen Hurts, a guy who won all but 2 of the games that he started and was replaced at halftime of the national championship game on January 8th, comes in to take over for the guy that won that game.
And he had a brutal first half in the national championship game. He struggled in the Iron Bowl. He struggled against Clemson. He had a brutal first half. I think he was 0 for 3, if my memory serves me right.
He was 3 out of 8 for the game. Did run for 47 yards, though, and He's running the show right now.
What do you call it? Do you call it kind of quarterback draw to get him in the feel of things? That's what he's good at.
2nd and 10 from the 31. Going to give it to Najee Harris, and Harris is swarmed under by the Georgia defense, led by Jonathan Ledbetter, the guy Gary talked about a little bit earlier.
Ledbetter said, I came back for this game. Inside, defeats the block, makes the play in the backfield. No movement at all that time by that offensive line. Jonah Williams was stalemated at the point of attack, nowhere to go.
It's 3rd down and 12. And you got to think Jalen Hurts has got to throw it here. 3 wide outs to the top of your screen. Jalen getting some pressure down the middle. He throws a strike to Irv Schmidt for the 1st down.
Sometimes when you're a good teammate and a good guy, the world and the game finds you again. Remember how he stood there and cheered his teammate. He stayed when everybody thought he would transfer and put in 1 more year, and now his team needs him.
Remember about 3 hours ago where I said sometimes in life you don't get a second chance? He's got one right here. 10 minutes to go.
Georgia got one, and now he has one.
And now he's running for his life. Throws incomplete, intended for Smith. DeAndre Baker was coming off the corner.
And remember, he's not a 100% runner that we saw when he went 26-2 as a starter. He's still not there. Had ankle surgery. Is still not 100%. You see how his ankles are wrapped up. Both of them are taped up.
Well, we had a couple of games where he thought we'd come in and see him in the 2nd half, but he wasn't ready to go, so it was Mac Jones who took over for Tua. And now it's Jalen at the 10-minute mark. Damian Harris. Harris gets to the 2nd level before Georgia can bring him down around the 47-yard line. Let's check in with an update on Tua. Here's Jamie.
Brad, not looking good for Tua. I can see into the tent right now. His shoe and ankle tape and sock are completely off that right side, and they have just motioned for the cart to come out and get Tua. So he's still in there, but not looking good for him.
Oh, man.
Well, think about it. As a freshman, Jalen Hurts in the old offense led his team into the playoffs 2 times, freshman and sophomore year. Didn't finish it off, but one time he was out there. When he left the field, he had the lead against Clemson.
3rd and 5 for him here. Georgia brings the extra man. Hurts trying to run away from the heat. Lofts one on the sideline. Is it caught by Waddle? Yes.
What a story. The whole offseason, as Tyler Clark, number 52, puts the pressure right up the middle. Jalen gets away. Remember SEC Media Days, Brad? We were asked the question 100 times. Will Jalen Hurts stay at Alabama?
He's in there right now trying to draw even with Georgia. That pickup to Waddle was good for 23. And then Judy on that one. Under 9 to go. And there's the cart Jamie was talking about, which will take Tua Tagavailoa to the Alabama locker room. Pump fake by Hurts. Wants to come back the other way. He's going to run for it now, and he's got enough speed to get that much. Very close to the 1st down. I'm not quite sure where his foot went out.
I'm pretty sure he's not 100%, but I think he's 99%. Holy cow. What a story unfolding here.
Walter Grant couldn't catch him, and he got the 1st down.
The Heisman Trophy candidate goes out, and in the year of the transfer quarterback, this guy stayed.
And he's got his team in the red zone. Damian Harris up the middle. Harris for 9 more. Inside the 10.
As did Damian Harris. Remember, he came back. Everyone thought he was going to turn pro. The offensive line carves it out, and Damian Harris picks his way through for a big 9-yard gain.
2nd down, a long one. A 71-yard drive in 4.5 minutes so far. Hurts is going to keep it. And he's not going to get there. Not quite. Eric Stokes stood him up and kept him from getting that 1st down. And we're under 8 minutes. Good job by Stokes playing off the Ruggs block and putting his shoulder in there and lifting.
Nick Saban is thinking right now and probably telling offensive coordinator Mike Loxley, you got 2 tries for the first down.
Alabama's going to have 2 backs in there right now.
Nick is getting down the sideline to be prepared to take a timeout. He anticipated it.
And now it's direct snap to Josh Jacobs, and Jacobs has got the first down. So they have a running quarterback in there, Hurts. They put Damian Harris out in the slot, and they just snapped it to number 8.
Well, Josh Jacobs, his high school career is doing what he did right there. He was a Wildcat quarterback in high school. Just a 3-star recruit, but that's the offense he ran.
First and goal, Alabama.
And I think Jonah Williams had to leave the field because his helmet came off. Matt Womack, a starter in last year's game, goes over to left tackle. He started at right tackle in the national championship game.
At the 7, Hentges, the tight end, in motion. Jalen Hurts, quarterback draw all the way. Got to the 5.
Yeah, well stopped by Georgia. A little bit more like quarterback power. There was a design run, pulling the guard. That was a power play, single wing football, basically.
15th play of this drive coming up.
And boy, does that chip shot field goal loom large now.
Boy, is that right. Guy that's been almost automatic, Rodrigo Blankenship, missed just outside 30 yards a little while ago.
And Jonah Williams is back in the game. Got that helmet back on.
As a receiver, blitz is coming. Hurts throws to the corner. Incomplete, intended for Devontae Smith. The coverage was Eric Stokes.
Devontae Smith thought it was a run. He was blocking downfield. Another mental mistake for Alabama. This is after a timeout. Watch what Devontae Smith is doing. I don't know what he was doing on that play. He came inside, he went outside, and looked like he basically quit on the route.
Alabama's 3 out of 3 on the 3rd down conversions this drive. They've got 3rd and goal from the 10. Judy in motion. Hurts sets his feet, now starts to use his feet. Throws on the run. Touchdown, Judy.
What a play.
An extra point away from a tie game.
An incredible story. Jalen Hurts coming in to get this tie. Remember, a guy who was taken out because he could not throw engineers that drive.
Bulldogs, an all-important extra point. Up and good. 5:19 remaining in regulation play in Atlanta.
And Judy broke his route on the play. Watch Judy. He kind of goes this way, and then back at the end of the thing. Comes out, comes in, and then pointed, and then runs back out for the play. And Jalen Hurts puts it right there.
80 yards and 16 plays. Jalen Hurts, a remarkable story. It's tied at 28.
One of the reasons Nick Saban brought in Dan Enos was to tempt Jalen Hurts to stay and work with Danny, who's a great quarterback coach. And Jalen Hurts looked at it and said, you know what, I think I can get better here and become a better passer. All year, every time we've met with Coach Saban, he has said Jalen has improved.
Bullock is high kickoff again. Georgia's going to call a fair catch on this one. And because of the fair catch, it's scooped up by Harrion. And let's see.
I think it's going to go back to the 25.
Back to the 25,
yes.
doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
During the play, there was a fair catch signal given. It was recovered. At this spot will be 1st and 10, Georgia.
Justin Fields is in at quarterback. Trying to spin away from Raekwon Davis. No, it was Buggs. And we got a yard.
Does that surprise you a little bit?
Totally.
Yeah, I have to say, I mean, well, with the way that the game is going, last year in the national championship game, Georgia got bogged down on offense, only got 2 first downs in the 4th quarter and overtime. Right now they're at 1. Kirby Smart is looking out there and say, we've got to open it up. We cannot close down this offense.
Hardman in motion across the field. Blitz coming from Alabama. Fromm trying to loft one to Swift, and he got it to him. And Swift down the sideline. Cuts back to the 50.
There's no harder throw than that one right there. Throwing a touch pass over the shoulder to a running back. Just lay it over the defensive end, and Swift gets it and makes the play. Jake Fromm, I don't know if I've seen a better quarterback game than Fromm has played in this championship.
There's his numbers. Swift, a 26-yard catch and run. And they're in Alabama territory. The Dogs at the 49. 2 tight ends set in there for Georgia right now. Fromm under center. Elijah Holyfield dropped for a loss. Quinnen Williams still a game wrecker with 4 minutes remaining in the game.
This time he started out to his left and then redirected and made the play. Watch him jump left around the guard, gets through the tackle, and then makes the play. What a play.
The ball is right at midfield. 2nd down and 11. Fromm in the gun. Loads it. Fires sideline too far. Riley Ridley, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and 11. The man that's won 6 national championships, and on the other sideline, the guy that worked with him for 11 years.
And Georgia is 0 for 4 in their last 4 third down conversions. The Bama defense has stepped up on 3rd down.
Georgia needs to get to the Alabama 39. Fromm looking left the whole way, throws. Broken up.
The question was, when the pressure got on this Alabama team, could they react like the great championship teams of past when Alabama has won the 4th quarter? Shaheem Carter has reacted.
Boy, what a play. And had Hardman been able to hold that, he got a foot down, it would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's the foot of Jake Camarda. And it's a fake. Justin Fields.
Oh my gosh. It was 4th and 11.
Alabama's going to take over at the 48-yard line.
The Alabama bench knew it was coming. They kept their defense out there. They're playing defense safe. Justin Fields is right here. They were ready for it. They played defense safe, and they had no chance on the 1st down. A risk,
wow,
to say the least.
Alabama's offense at the 48.
I don't know if it was Fields or Bray Cox. Both of them have number 1. I'm not sure, to tell you the truth.
Now it's in Jalen Hurts' hands again. Damian Harris trying to get to the 50. Got about a yard, and that's it. The last drive, Jalen Hurts was sensational.
That was 3rd and 13 when he hit Irv Smith. This one getting out of the pocket that could have been a sack. He finds Waddle. And then 3rd and 10 near the goal line. The whole Alabama bench was yelling for Jalen to run, and he threw for the touch.
Set to throw here, too, if he can get it away. Georgia coming after him. He breaks away. He's still running. Almost dropped the ball, but he crossed midfield before Crowder brought him down.
Holy cow.
I don't know how he escaped in the first place, and then I don't know how he held out of the ball.
At all. Crowder, I thought, was going to strip it easily that time. That's when they happened, from behind, just like that.
2 minutes remaining in regulation. It's 3rd and 7. Tua Tagavailoa waved off the cart. He's out of the tent. He's on the sideline. But it's number 2 right now that's running the Alabama engine. 3rd and 7. Hurts throws down the middle, and he's got it to Irv Smith, who dropped the ball but covered it.
That's the 3rd time Alabama has recovered a fumble, their own fumble, in this game. But how about the poise of Jalen Hurts? Good pocket, good protection, and a perfect throw. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like this before. The guy who was vanquished to the bench a year ago, playing behind the Heisman candidate, comes off the bench to give him a chance.
Pick up a 19 to the 31. Jalen Hurts looking for more. Going to the far sideline, and he's got Waddle again.
Breaks out. Perfect throw. Gets to the right guy with an excellent pass. In the national championship game, Alabama played for the field goal to win the game. They actually brought in Jalen to run the last play as a quarterback sneak. Will they do that again? I don't think so.
1st down.
Remember, they missed it and went to overtime.
Just inside the 16, quarterback draw. Jalen Hurts. Touchdown. Alabama leads.
Last year it was Jalen hugging Tua. This year it's Tua hugging Jalen.
I think both teams' fans are in shock. Bulldogs extra point is good. With 1 minute and 4 seconds remaining in the ball game, Alabama leads by a touchdown.
It was a called quarterback draw, similar to the play when he scored against Clemson when he left the field with the lead, although Deshaun Watson brought him back. Now it's going to be Jake Fromm. Tua says, what a drive.
Tagavailoa and Hurts with the hug on the sideline as Jalen went 15 yards to cap a 52-yard drive in 5 plays. You talk about a 2-minute drill. That's how many minutes it took him to take the lead for the first time. Nicole Hardman from the goal line. He's electric if you can get him some room. Nicole Hardman, far sideline, nice return. Remember, the only regular season loss for Georgia, they tried a fake field goal against LSU. They lost the game.
That's right. Plenty of time. 57 seconds, but 2 timeouts.
Jake Fromm starts the Georgia offense from the 36. They need a touchdown to tie. Fromm hit as he throws. Incomplete. Anthony Jennings again.
Coming from the side. Oh, was that a ball loose? Was that a... Yes, this could be overturned. This could be overturned. That could be a fumble. The ball was not controlled in his hand.
2nd and 10. Georgia at its own 36-yard line. 51 seconds remaining. Down a touchdown. 2 timeouts remaining. Gonna throw it in the flats to DeAndre Swift. See if he can make something happen. He got 8 yards and out of bounds. And it's going to be 3rd down and 2.
Well, barring a turnover now, you know, no matter what, we're going to get a throw to the end zone, right? I mean, at the end of the game, there's going to be a Hail Mary. Fromm can throw the ball 55, 60 yards.
Right now, they just want to pick up 2. Although they're going to need, they'll use 2 downs to do it, that's for sure.
And if they don't get it here, they'll call a timeout.
Jake Fromm looks left the whole time. Throws way out of bounds to Godwin. 4th down.
Nobody open. Alabama brings just 4 players. Carter again in great coverage, making the plays, taking the right angles. Shaheem Carter is having a wonderful game back there. Number 5, the quarterback of that secondary in their nickel package.
This play is the football game. If Georgia converts, they've still got a chance. If they don't, Alabama will still be perfect and still be number 1. Godwin in motion. Fromm, deep drop. Waits, fires on a crossing route to Godwin. He got the 1st down.
It was a good guess by Jim Chaney, offensive coordinator. Man-to-man coverage, you crisscross your receivers, you get a little rub pick, and just enough for the 1st down.
At the 48-yard line, now the clock starts. Fromm back to throw. Out in the flat to Swift. Needs to get out of bounds, but get what he can.
Mack Wilson is really the center fielder in this defense. The middle linebacker is almost 25 yards deep. 3-man rush. He goes deep. It plays in between the 2 safeties.
Still 2 timeouts for Georgia, but the clock is their enemy. 23 seconds remaining. Five receiver group for Fromm. Empty backfield.
Watch him go deep.
He's not going to get it going anywhere.
Timeout. Good timeout by Kirby Smart.
LeBrian Ray with a sack.
Middle linebacker gets deep. Deep zone by Alabama. 3-man rush, and they get to him.
18 seconds. 1 timeout left. They'd like to get it a little bit deeper in Alabama territory just to give Jake Fromm that throw that Gary talked about if it comes down to one last heave to the end zone. Fromm spins the ball back there, and he's going deep right now. Double coverage broken up at the goal line. Ridley, the intended receiver.
And that means now they're down to 1 throw.
Riley Ridley went up, had his hands on it. It would have been an incredible catch had he been able to hold on.
And Jared Maiden, number 21, who was suspended in the first half of the game, is one of the men sailing on Smith. 4 and 21 Maiden. They're back there.
This has been some kind of football game. It comes down to this.
Might have time still to throw an 8-yard out and get a little closer and have 1 second left.
Fromm throws, gonna have to hurry, not gonna get out of bounds. 1st down, but there's 3 seconds left.
They have time to take a timeout now and then throw to the end zone.
Georgia fans hoping for a prayer.
It'll be a 3-man rush.
And it'll be Terry Godwin to the left. Riley Ridley
and
Hardman to the right.
And all the way back is Mack Wilson. He's the last player, the last defender, the middle linebacker.
And the last play of the game. Fromm's in trouble. Can he even get a pass away? Loads, goes to the end zone. Jump ball, incomplete, and Alabama has won it. Your 2018 SEC champions come from Tuscaloosa, and two old friends embrace out at midfield after a battle that lasted and lasted and almost went to overtime a second time. Another heartbreaking setback for Georgia. Jubilation on the Alabama sideline once again. The winning coach is with Jamie.
Coach, what words do you have about Jalen Hurts and what he just did for your team right now?
Well, we've always had a lot of faith in Jalen, and I told him when we put him in when Tua got hurt, it's your time, and he certainly took advantage of it and did a fantastic job. I'm so proud of this guy for what he's done this year. I can't even tell you. Great comeback for our team. Showed a tremendous amount of resiliency, in the game. We didn't play great, but we won the SEC today, and we're so happy about that.
After he goes in, what else sparks that turnaround for Jalen and this offense?
Well, we got a couple stops on defense where we were struggling, and the offense just kept going out there and playing, and we made some plays, and we knew we could make them. We just had to make them, and we did.
When you saw your team play the way they did in the first half, did you know exactly what needed to be done to pull this one off tonight?
Yeah, we had to make some adjustments on a couple formations they had us a little messed up on, and we got the players straight on that and played a little better in the second half.
All right, I'm going to talk to this young man right here. Coach, thank you. Jalen, when you see Tua go down a couple times tonight, but for the final time, what did that moment feel like for you when you went back under center?
I honestly didn't know what to think. All year I kind of been waiting on my opportunity, and regardless of how it went, my opportunity came today, and worked hard really weak this week with my teammates, and we found a way to get it done today.
You put that drive together on the winning touchdown. What had the game unfolded and looked like to you on the sideline that made you know that you could pull this one off?
Well, I know at Alabama there's always an opportunity to win. We worked so hard in the offseason, blood, sweat, and tears together. And today, we found a way to get it done. I'm so happy for everybody.
Congratulations, Jalen.
Thank you.
I'm not sure I've ever seen Nick Saban emotional. He got choked up talking about the number 2.
How could he not? A guy that stayed an extra year when all of us experts thought that he would look for another place to land and show his talent somewhere else. He stuck it out. He proved that he could. We all knew he could play. He was the SEC Player of the Year 2 years ago. What a combination. Tua didn't have his great game, but his backup came through.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you to the greatest fans in college football, fans of the Southeastern Conference. I don't know about you, but I think we just saw 2 of the best 4 teams in college football play a game this evening. President Stuart Bell, Athletic Director Greg Byrne, Coach Nick Saban. There's a championship trophy hidden back there that's yours. Somebody grab it. Congratulations. Congratulations to the University of Georgia as well on a great season.
We congratulate Alabama once again as your 2018 SEC champions. Atlanta, put your hands together.
What a game. Final score, Alabama 35, Georgia 28. The Tide, a perfect 13-0 with more to come.